I think Taiwan is becoming more well-known in the healthcare.
Biomedical industry is a priority focus.
Provide services into the international scale.
Our headquarters is in Taipei City, Taiwan. We have experience on manufacturing biotech instruments for more than 10 years.
Human genome project is actually done with this technology. I think we can really make a lot of things difference.
Hi, my name is Olivia. Nice meeting you all. I'm a lead at Co.Ltd and as well as a consultant at HLX Innovations. A fun fact about me, I practice Kendo, so it's a Japanese martial arts. And if you want to get hit on the head or on the stomach or kind of the wrist or the throat, you can check us out and come practice Kendo with me. Thanks. Hi, my name is Olivia. Thank you for having me. Today I'll be talking about women leadership in Taiwan. I'm a consultant at HLX Innovations and also a lead at Taipei. Today I want to highlight a quote from Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook, which I think is a really nice quote about leadership. She said, leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. I think this is very important because leadership isn't just about you, it's also about people surrounding you, whether it's mentorship, whether it's kids, whether it's communities, whether it's startups or government. I think everyone kind of has an important factor in one individual's life. So right now I'm going to talk about kind of the global trend in women in tech leadership. I think over these years, there's a lot of opportunities for women in tech and also women in leadership roles. However, what we still see is a gap between women and men in leadership roles. I think there was a summary of about global tech giants, and they found that women make up 28%, whereas men represents about 72% in leadership positions. When we look at Chief Information Officers, or CIOs, or CTOs, Chief Technology Officers, on average across all industries, women still only accounted for about 18%. So we do see that this percentage is still on the low side, but there is a lot more concentration in women in leadership. Now I'm going to talk about the bottleneck for career advancement and how we see that the gap between women and men becomes more apparent. So if we take a look in China, Japan, and India, we see that there's a bottleneck, or funnel is a lot more narrow for individuals starting between entry level and jumping into senior management. And so usually that's where kind of the funnel is, compared to other countries like Australia and Philippines. Now I'm going to share about Taiwan's ecosystem, especially in business. And I think there's a well-rounded kind of interconnection between startups, government, corporation, and as well as community. Taiwan is in the midst of an innovation-driven economy. So in 2019, this is by WEF, which is World Economic Forum, with the Global Competitiveness Report, Taiwan was ranked 12th amongst 141 countries and 4th among Asian economies on innovation capability. So we see that Taiwan is really driven in terms of providing innovative solutions and in general innovation. And usually Taiwan is traditionally more kind of well known for their manufacturing and semiconductor industry, but we're seeing a lot more trends or more development in terms of agriculture and green tech, as well as healthcare, especially through this pandemic season or kind of the trend where I think Taiwan is becoming more well known in the healthcare industry. This is a chart that I want to highlight that Taiwan is actually has a lot of professional technicians and very technical people. And this graph looks at Taiwan being placed, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th among other countries. So that's a really high, I think it's really high and very promising for international collaborations. So for example, companies who are looking for talent, Taiwan is also a very good place to look in. When we're looking at gender pay gap, over time, Taiwan has been doing, the gender pay gap is smaller than before, although not comparatively to other countries like the US. But compared to other countries, Japan, and as well as in Korea, we're doing a lot better in terms of gender pay. So because I work in the past, I was working on a startup in the healthcare industry. So I was really curious about gender kind of employment in the medical sector. And this chart is really a highlight about women and for men. And I just want to highlight that there is still a kind of a stereotypical or gender bias in terms of kind of the roles in the community, which is not entirely a bad thing, but it can be a good thing as well. But for women in Taiwan, there's more registered nurses, like dietitians, etc. Whereas for men, there's more doctors and dentists. And I'll kind of allude to this after, but this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's actually just a kind of how the society is. And because I was also working as a director before at a healthcare startup, I wanted to see kind of how much women directors are there in Taiwan, or whether that trend, where that trend is. And what we see in Taiwan is that it's kind of growing in terms of the ratio of women in executive roles. And I think that's a very promising trend for Taiwan. Now I want to talk about encouragement for women leadership and innovation, and talk to you about kind of the community in Taiwan and what other groups are there that really focus on women leadership. And so these are some of the women tech communities in Taiwan that I think they do a pretty good job in terms of networking, providing network resources, kind of workshops for women who wants to learn some skills for either career advancement or for developing leadership skills. As a lead of Women Who Code Taipei, we often do events and provide events to really drive their professional advancement. We also host for little kids as well as adults, and as well as professionals. And these are some of the other groups here in Taiwan. Sorry if I haven't named everyone. These are the ones that come up to my head. And I have kind of 3 points that I think leadership in Taiwan and women leaders can, and I think the government and as well as the community is really advancing in these kind of areas. The first is really career advancement. And this is providing resources and training to boost career advancements in leaders. And there's a lot of groups, like I mentioned, that provides networking and collaboration opportunities. But I think mentorship is something that I think everyone can use more of. And whether it's in the tech sector or in the healthcare sector or the green tech sector, etc., I think that's really important. The second is really about culture, and this kind of alludes back to kind of stereotypical gender roles, de-biasing a little bit about this gender roles, but it's really to educate about the opportunities in STEM and leadership. And I think as we see this grow more and more in Taiwan, I think this trend is very positive, encourage kind of us stepping outside our comfort zone, and as well as to collaborate more with foreign companies as well. And lastly, it's incentives and employment. So I've also talked to a lot of women kind of leaders around to encourage, and they've mentioned one thing very similarly, and that's to encourage women to negotiate salaries and for employers to provide higher competitive pay in order to retain leaders in Taiwan. But also, I think what is more important is to really motivate more women to take leadership roles. So whether it's to communicate, as you communicate to outside kind of world, or as well as internally in Taiwan, I think this is important because it will lead to a lot more international collaborations, as well as with collaborations within in Taiwan as well. So thank you. My name is Oliva. This is my contact information for anyone who wants to contact me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lily Wong. I'm a partner of PLC Taiwan, which is a leading professional service firm with global network. My area of expertise is the deals advisory services in the health industries, which are attracting much interest from the globe as a result of the effective handling of COVID-19. First, let's take a look at the highly regarded Taiwan healthcare system, which provides a comprehensive delivery system. There are about 480 hospitals and 2,500 clinics. Most are privately owned and contract to the National Health Insurance Program. And Taiwan has the doctors and hospital beds per 1,000 amounting to 2.4 and 5.7 respectively, which are over the OECD average, indicating sufficient capacity for healthcare delivery. But a fast aging population is driving the demand for medical care. Taiwan is currently classified as an aged society, with senior people accounting for over 15.3 hundred of population, which is projected to become 2,400 in 2030. Taiwan will become a super aged society by 2025. This will drive the demand for senior and medical care going forward. And Taiwan healthcare system is internationally recognized for its universal national health insurance coverage, which is very affordable for the general public. In addition, people have the easy access to quality care and abundant medical institutions. However, due to the all-you-can-eat provisions of the NHI program and the lack of the effective gatekeeping mechanism has led to the overuse and wastage of medical services. The current funding level of NHI program cannot match the projected increase of the NHI expenditures in the future. Hence, the development of biomedical industry is very important to find a more effective and efficient product and services to enhance the healthcare and sustain the healthcare system. For the Taiwan's biomedical industry, as defined by the government, has 4 subsectors: applied technologies, pharmaceutical, medical devices, and medical services. Applied biotechnologies include areas in agriculture, new drug development, food environment, and contract research services, CRO, or contract development organization, CDO, etc. And for the healthcare services, that include the services relating to healthcare promotion, senior care, welfare services, but except for the treatment provided by the healthcare provisions. Biomedical industry is a priority focus as part of the government's 5+2 innovative industry program, with the goal to making Taiwan a regional biomedical R&D hub. To achieve this, government has developed several bioclusters island-wide to build a comprehensive biomedical ecosystem encompassing biotechnology, medical devices, and pharmaceutical companies. The slide showed the number of companies in each regional cluster with their main focus. And the larger number of companies indicating that a lot of companies are still a smaller size and in their early stage of development. So this is still perceived as a promising field with a lot of growth potential. Digital health is a hot topic in Taiwan, and there are a lot of activities in this area. Taiwan's healthcare system is highly digitized, with the NHI expanded the use of cloud-based system and AI-enabled tools to improve data integration and sharing. Taiwan is well positioned to develop innovative products and services in the entire digital health ecosystem due to the strengths in technology and manufacturing. Digital health applications can cover the entire patient journey and create value through enhancing precision, convenience, and affordability of healthcare. The digital health application in each stage can be extended to different stages of the patient journey by leveraging technologies of IoT, blockchain, 5G, and AI-related technologies. Essentially, the digital health business model is expected to become more patient-centric, which is supported by data-driven and cross-sector innovation. So if you are interested in knowing more about doing business in Taiwan and the Taiwan health industries, welcome to check out these 2 English publications on our PwC Taiwan website. You can find more information there. And that concludes my brief presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Hi, I'm William, the CEO of VIRTUALMAN. VIRTUALMAN is an AI company. We are focusing on drug development process, especially we do with the small molecule drug. As you see, the patent affected the medicine market so well. If one patent medicine go to market, they need many years to earn the revenue. However, when the patent expired, they will lose 80% revenue just in 2 years. How much the revenue is? Average $1.3 billion in each year. During the COVID-19, many pharmaceutical companies shutting down their development pipelines in 2020. However, the patent duration won't pause, even they pause their development pipeline. So, how to accelerate the drug development process is the most important issue in these years. As we know, there is a bottleneck from lab to the clinic. The R&D teams may cost 2 years and $5 million just to realize their compound is not safe enough for the clinical trial. Moreover, they may lack the tools to fix the problems. That's why we bring the AI technique into the pharmaceutical development phases. In these unique phases, we use our proprietary AI models to predict the compound's properties. We use the SMILES as the input. It is the most commonly used format among chemistry society. Then, our AI models could predict the AD, MET, and PK properties for the R&D teams and feedback which atom is the most important affect the model's decision. This result could help chemists to modify their compounds to design a better structure to being a drug candidate. We integrate our AI technique into the drug development process. That is the A-triple-D platform. If a pharmaceutical company knows which target protein they want to resolve, they want to affect, they could give us the target protein and the hit or lead compounds. We could just use 3 weeks to offer them over 1,000 compounds with better performance. This performance not just include efficacy, but more druggability properties, just like KCO2 permeability or reduce their toxicity. After expansion, we could use our screening platform to ranking their compounds priority. They could choose the better one to development. Moreover, we will give them the ranking. Their chemists could use this ranking to support their decision-making process. Okay, this is the in silico service. We also collaborate with our CRO partner. We could offer the in vivo or in vitro testing result combined with the in silico results, give them more solid reference to making decision to choose the right candidate. This is the case. One of our partners offers the target protein and the initial compounds. We just use 3 weeks, give them over 1,000 compounds. These compounds are considered the synthesis road. So it is not just the compound structure in paper. They could synthesize when they need. With our screening platform, they could skip the traditional animal test process and gain the overall result just in minutes. They don't need weeks to waiting the result and collect an analysis with the experts. It's expensive and waste their time. As what we said, the time is the most important when the patent applied. The pharmaceuticals may have their private data sets. Maybe they have the unique endpoint requirements. They could tell us what they need and offer their data sets to us. We could train the proprietary AI models for them. They could use these data sets and these models to build a competitive barrier to another pharmaceutical companies. As I said, we are not just only offers the in silico results, but we collaborate with our preclinical CRO partner to qualify these compounds' property. They could prove these compounds are safe and with high efficacy. VIRTUALMAN are very different than other AI companies in drug development process. We are focused on drug development. Other AI companies are gathering in the drug discovery phase. Drug discovery phase are not so urgent to need the biological knowledge. Okay, I will introduce some of these companies. Atomwise could generate compounds with its target protein. However, they could not consider the ADME or PK properties. Newer rates use the GCN to consider the properties about druggability, but they could not modify the compound structures. In silico medicine, modify the compound structures with its technology. However, their technique just could only modify with one purpose at a time. We could modify the compound structure with multiple purposes, including the efficacy, the permeability, and reduce their toxicity. Moreover, we are not just only offers the prediction results, we could offer the explainable results to point out which atom must be modified if the chemist needs. During the COVID-19 global pandemic, Taiwan is the unique place. We have the fully operative capability. We are an AI company. We could offer our service to the global pharmaceuticals. And we collaborate with the preclinical CROs in Taiwan. So even in these years, we could doing the in vivo and in vitro testing. We don't stop even the pandemic spread to the global. We are VIRTUALMAN, a Taiwan-based AI company for drug development. Come with us to develop safer drugs faster. Thank you.
Medical Taiwan is a key event for the medical and healthcare industry. The 2020 exhibition was all the more attractive thanks to Taiwan's outstanding performance in its combat against the COVID-19 pandemic.
Taiwan, as we all know, is a leader in healthcare solutions globally. Taiwan has been shining during the pandemic times, and we feel that this country is definitely a trendsetter and the market opportunity is amazing.
Featuring epidemic prevention ecosystem and smart medicine applications, Medical Taiwan 2020 was presented as an on-site as well as online exhibition. A good number of local companies displayed various epidemic prevention and medical care products, both physically and virtually.
工会这边有30几家的会员厂商，包括有一些医院，还有不支付工会的一些防疫厂商，把防疫这块呈现出来给民众看。
这个是台湾的防疫国家馆，希望可以宣传这个台湾 model 之外呢，重点就是也要推广台湾的医疗厂商。那还有可以媒合国内外的医疗院所，然后办线上的防疫分享会。
我想 IoT 还有5G 还有医疗的云端的部分，这是一个整个世界发展的趋势。希望借由业界的技术，也让医院在这个配合过程呢产生更好的服务。
To respond to the pandemic, online matching sessions were organized this year for local businesses to demonstrate their product strengths and explore overseas opportunities.
Taiwanese company can compete very well in terms of quality and standard, and also the price. You put things together, can compete with the market.
We all know the Taiwanese industries are very innovative. So we have already seen all the medical Taiwan devices have been shipped and exported this year abroad, also to Europe. So I think the potential is huge.
Alongside the show were a number of online forums and symposiums, where experts and scholars were invited to discuss and share their views on industry trends, digital transformation, and cross-sector integration. The objective was to inspire a greater diversity of ideas that could bring out new opportunities for Taiwan's healthcare industry. Medical Taiwan is an important platform for both domestic and foreign companies and buyers to find business and build partnerships with one another.
Taiwan manufacturing has very good potential. Taiwan is strong in electronics and have a lot of local health products. So I'm coming here to discover.
有这样的一个展区是品牌声量，或者是我们在做品牌沟通一个很重要的场合。其实它是会强化客户对合作的一个安心跟信任。
现场可以接触到各级的买家，那这次包括有医疗院所、大卖场，甚至是国外的政府单位，还有到一般的民众，都有跟我们询问。
Medical Taiwan looks forward to see you in 2021.
Hi, my name is Olivia.
Hello.
Nice meeting you.
I'm William, the CEO of VIRTUALMAN.
Hi, I'm Lily Wong, the partner of PLC Taiwan.
Today we're very excited to be speaking about strategic impact of Taiwan and also as well as partnerships and collaborations. I'll start with my personal experience. So I'm from Canada. I came back to Taiwan about 1.5 years ago, and I was doing a startup in health tech. And so we were looking for collaborations as well as strategic partners here in Taiwan, and we found it. But I've left that company, so I'm actually a consultant at HLX Innovations now, and also I've now am a lead of Women Who Code Taipei. But today I'm going to be kind of emphasizing more of my experiences in Taiwan when I first moved here, which is very exciting. So I think as a healthcare tech startup coming in, we were very fortunate in establishing or meeting very senior management level in Taiwan. And that's one of the most significant experiences that I think I have here. We've met a lot of people around in networking and as well as mentorships here in Taiwan as well, which has been very strategic for us as a small company coming from a foreign country in Taiwan. And Taiwan, we realize, has a lot of talent, very high-level technical professionals here in Taiwan, and as well as a lot of companies focused in healthcare. Hospitals are great here as well. And I think this transition has been very warming for us as a foreign company before. And I want to kind of share my experiences in terms of advantages and challenges here as well. As a challenge, the biggest challenge I had was because I can't read Chinese and I can't speak very well, so that was the most one of the most challenging things for me. But everyone here on a senior management speaks English very well. So with time, it was not as much of a problem. Have you had any experiences in terms of foreign companies coming in having the same problem as well?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think language issues sometimes can be a problem at the start, but as you present experience, I think English in Taiwan is a very common use of language, particularly in the business world. I lived in the States for more than 11 years. When I came back, I also found that Chinese writing is the toughest one. Right, Chinese is quite a difficult language, but I think English is really a business language. So I think that's fine, right? Yeah.
Especially Taiwan is not just a more commonly used English. We have a strong connection between Taiwan and the Silicon Valley, Canada, or Europe. So in Taiwan, maybe this is a small island in the Pacific Ocean, but Taiwan is based on a global view of the international corporations.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Small, but we can reach the world.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
As an AI company, we are trying to use our cloud infrastructure in Taiwan and provide services into the international scale. I want to share our perspective about the technical startup, how to use a series of procedures to prove our product, and how to provide service to another specific industry. For example, we serve to the pharmaceutical industry. We have a series of standard procedures. At first, we have to focus on which problem we want to solve and to evaluate the problem solution fit. Next step, we will do the product and trying to do the product market fit. If the product market fit evaluated, we will do the market expansion to provide more service or product into the world and make our world to a better place. However, if we want to offering our service to the world, we have to know the trend of the world. Maybe because of the COVID-19, the world changes after 2020. Maybe you will give us some opinion about the world, how to change after this year.
Yeah, actually, we've seen this COVID-19 pandemic has given an uptake of the digital health solutions. Actually, technology played an important role in Taiwan when combating this pandemic. For example, government utilized the data from NHI, immigration, and customs system to track the potential infections, or so to contain the cases early on. So this and government also expanded the usage of telemedicine for the people in isolation, so as a response measure to this global pandemic. So and the key areas of opportunities for this AI related application, we can see that can be used for even diagnostic cases, drug research, or even search for a vaccine, and for the healthcare, for the diagnostic systems, and even patient monitoring, cybersecurity, and this and other care-related technology that are also the trend. So we observe this wide spreading and growing adoption of digital health solutions, and very important with increasing policy support. I think will boost the growth of digital health market in Taiwan.
I think one of the kind of the advantages in Taiwan is a smaller community, so it's also the government side that's really supportive, yes. And as well as I think the community side is always also supportive of these policies. So you get this top down and also the bottom up that's working together, and I think that that synergy is really important as well.
Yes, yes. And you too are from startups. Before as a consultant, I work with startups. I really admire that it's the courage to get into start up the company. So I just like share like our observation that for the challenges when doing this medical innovation, just like you said, the regulations, we found that actually the digital tech or the digital health startups have much to offer in terms of transforming healthcare, but the hurdle is how to overcome the regulatory, the approvals. Because I think this is in the age that your development is really outpaced the policy development, right? So I think this is very important. See, you need to know the approach is the regulator, health regulator, need to adapt to getting the new regulations for innovative products. And the other thing is that you probably also experienced that in this sector, there are so many stakeholders there with competing interests, right? Yes. So as an innovator, you have to recognize and try to work with the different stakeholders with different interests and try to get a feasible way to launch this innovative product and services. Right. And then another thing is the financial challenge, right? Because you need to get the funding for this innovation development, particularly in the healthcare system. Probably can take a longer period of time. And the other thing is that who will pay and how much will pay for this product and services it yields. So, but I think luckily, I think all these issues, I think the government is aware, there's a wide awareness of that. So I think all the policy makers or the related the stakeholders are trying to work together to solve these issues. So I think basically we're trying to create a more friendly environment for startup company to attract talents like you to get into the field.
Right.
Wow.
Actually, when I was like doing the startup in healthcare, what I did find was I didn't really know about regulations here in Taiwan. And I find that there is a lot of groups here that actually break down that process for startups to really understand what the health regulatory process. And for viewers that are not in Taiwan, what I did find is that it's really great that Taiwan's healthcare regulation is kind of mimicking kind of US regulations as well, so that we know what the standard is for healthcare here in Taiwan.
For regulatory purpose, we all know the drug development pipeline must to apply the IND into the clinical phase. They need a lot of animal tests. Our service is trying to help the pharmaceuticals to avoid the potential failure in the regulatory process. So we do not to make a conflict with the regulatory. We are doing the AI prediction in the earlier phases. Now we could provide our prediction service to the pharmaceutical company to make them to develop safer drugs faster. That is not we don't have to consider how the government to control the industry. In a contract, we help them to fit the FDA's solutions and the regulatories.
Yeah. Actually, you get a key point that actually Taiwan is a small market, but we're trying to get us being an important protocol to connect to the global, the international market. So I think the key for Taiwan's business and player to grow is the cross-sector and cross-territory collaboration. I think collaboration is really the key and magical word for making success.
Our government doing many good projects to help us start up to connection with Israel or Silicon Valley or Boston. So if we want to any resources, that resources is not based on Taiwan. The government will seek the connection to a foreign country and help us to provide our services to the foreign companies. Let's give us the opportunities that we could not use the connection ourselves. And otherwise, the government offers the venture capital connections to give us the more resources to maintain our company. How about you?
Yeah, I do think that there's because of the pandemic, there's a switch to, I think, digital kind of type of, whether it's meetings, conferences, or also solutions. You're seeing a lot more in terms of that trend. And I think it's changing not just in Taiwan, but the whole world, I think.
Yes.
And I think that's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because we have an alternative kind of type of solutions that we can think of. I think before, digital health wasn't really welcomed in a lot of communities or a lot of countries, but now because of COVID, you unfortunately have to see that switch. And I think that can actually extend to what you guys were talking about, to suburban areas where people really need that healthcare needs, that wasn't being able, people weren't able to help them as much before. So I think I'm very positive of this trend, actually.
Yeah, I think that people say that we're going to be living in a new normal after this pandemic. And I think Taiwan has showcased our capability and flexibility in dealing with this pandemic, and I think there's probably a lot of room for us to demonstrate that these technology-enabled solutions and to be applied into the healthcare area.
And I think we'll see a lot more collaborations, whether it's on the government level, on the community level, on the corporate or the startup world. I think everyone has to come together to actually make these solutions work.
Yes, absolutely.
Moreover, the companies based on Taiwan could have the fully operation capability. So not just only the connection build our our service stronger, but maybe Taiwan is the only space that we could offer the total solution in the world, in the whole world.
Yeah, so I think let's all work together to make Taiwan a better place for the company to come to grow.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Nothing stopped our innovation. Nothing stopped our collaboration.
And we commend President Tai's administration for the successful management and containment of coronavirus.
在目前全球疫情仍然是非常严峻的情况下，亚洲生技大会能在今天如期的在台湾举行。
3, 2, 1. We are greatly honored to announce the opening of BioAsia Taiwan 2020.
Is it on? Hi, I'm Jeffrey Lai from Biotech. Hello everyone. In the following section, I'll introduce to you Biotech and what we can do during the COVID-19 pandemic situation. First, let me introduce Biotech. Our headquarters is in Taipei City, Taiwan, and we have experience on manufacturing biotech instruments for more than 10 years. And our product line is including nucleic acid extraction handling, cell handling, liquid handling, and sample handling. Our objective is to provide high CP value, high quality with affordable price product for our biotech researcher. We also have a CE certificate and ISO 13485 certification. Our core technology combine engineering and the biotech so that we can make a best instrument for our biotech researcher. Here we can see our milestone. In 2015, we launched our first thermocycler, and then we provide more and more instruments. And in 2018, we won the Taiwan Excellence Award 2019, And then in 2019, we get another 2 Taiwan Excellence Award. And in 2020, we launched our first microvolume spectral photometer as well as our real-time qPCR instrument that can dramatically help our researcher during the COVID-19 pandemic situation research. Talking about Taiwan Excellence Award, we have 3 products that is named a winner for Taiwan Excellence 2019 and 2020. This award is held by Taiwan government, and they select excellent product each year from Taiwan company or product that is manufactured in Taiwan. The winner include a lot of global famous company like Giant. They make very good bicycle. Like ASUS, they make very good computer and cell phone. And of course, including Blu-ray Biotech. And during the situation of the pandemic, we have a lot of products that can fit into your screening or detection process. For example, you can use our centrifuge for for nucleic acid extraction, and then you need to do a lot of sample preparation. You can use our liquid handling system, and we have a real-time PCR instrument that can be used for detection. Talking about the centrifuge, I think the most concern is safety. Our turbofuge is designed for you to safely operate your centrifuge, your sample. For example, we have lid drop protection that will prevent the lid dropping onto your hand. And we have a metal lid and metal chamber that will protect the rotor from fly away if there is something wrong about the rotor balance. And we also have a balance detection, imbalance detection, that if there is something wrong about the balance during the running, it will automatically stop the running. And we also provide aluminum rotor that can withstand strong acid and base sample. Okay. So you can be very confident using our centrifuge to centrifuge your sample. And then during the sample preparation, there is a lot of tedious liquid transferring between different vessels. You need to add various reagents. So our electronic pipette and pipette controller can help you about the manual transferring. Also, if you have a different sample from different tube that you want to put into different places, then our EasyMate automatic pipetting system can help you a lot. EasyMate automatic system is a very easy to use and easy to afford instrument. They come with different automatic pipetting module and with different pipetting volume. So you can program your liquid transfer steps, and then you just hit the run and walk away. And for target detection, during this pandemic situation, the screening may be used like something like ELISA or other immunoassay. But for detection confirmation, the most important method is to use real-time PCR. And our TurboQ is our newly launched real-time system. It has 4-channel optical optical system that can detect up to 4 different targets in one well, so that you can reduce the usage of your reagent and reduce the detection time. And it also has a motorized plate carrier that if you want to use a robotic system to transfer the plate for you, this feature is a good thing that can be combined with the robot. And the temperature control performance is quite good. the blood temperature control accuracy is plus minus 0.25 Celsius degree. And also, the software comes with a complete analysis function, so that you can do all your analysis in our software, and you don't need to pay extra money for extra analysis module. Okay, and here is a very good example of what we can do during the pandemic situation. This is one of our Israel customer. They have recently published a paper that talking about the pooling for sample and then for COVID-19 detection. And in the interview video, you can see in the background is our EasyMade automatic pipetting system. And their method is approved by Israel Ministry of Health, so that they will use this pooling technique in their COVID-19 detection. This technique can reduce the detection number up to 8 times, so that it will speed up the screening and lower the detection workload. Here I want to explain a little bit more about the sample pipetting. So if you want to handle, for example, 384 samples in different tubes, and then transfer them into a PCR plate, which has 96 wells, then you can choose to use our multi-channel pipetting module. For example, if you are using a 4-channel pipetting module, then all the transfer can be done within 8 minutes. But if you want to have more freedom to randomly pick a different sample from different tubes, then you can choose to use a single-channel pipetter. And all the steps you can be configured in a software. So after the program is finished, you just hit run and walk away. You don't need to look at the instrument, and you don't need to be there. You can do something else for you you want. And after the program is finished, then you just get back to retrieve your pipetted sample. And besides the product I mentioned above, we have also some other product, including microvolume spectrophotometer that can be used to quantitate your nucleic acid sample. And we also have a live cell imaging system that can help you to record your cell's growth status. Okay, that's the presentation for this section, and I hope you enjoy my presentation. And if you want to have more contact to learn more about Blue Wave Biotech, please see the website listed on the screen. Thank you.
Are you looking at me? Come close. Later, I will introduce the highly performance of instant NanoBiosensors chips. Hi everyone, this is Tony Zhong, the CEO of Instant NanoBiosensors. We believe life can save lives through our licensing biomarker analyzer. As we know, the ICT and the semiconductor in Taiwan is very famous in the world. So when we combine the biotech and also the ICT, this kind of a perfect match will helping us to develop the best of in the world biomedical instrument. During these past couple years, Instant NanoBiosensors has already achieved very outstanding performance. We don't need any lasers, pumping and tubing, and don't need to any technician. From the capital equipment can be sized down to the benchtop equipment, and which is combine all the performance of the ICT production and also the biotech technology. Let us introduce a little bit about our Instant NanoBiosensors. We are the first in the world use the licensing FOPR technology. The FOPR technology, which is combined the optical fiber, nanotechnology, microfluidic. And this kind of a revolution technology is not only in the life science to do the analysis, but also to do the diagnostic to go to the detection. So with the highly performance of instant, simple, and accurate. There's over 30 patents in globally, which distribute in Europe, US, mainland China, and Taiwan. And now we have a very outstanding leading publications. It's over 24 publications. And this year, we have 3 more publications in this year. And the technology of the licensing, which is combined the FOPR technology, is the optical fiber particle plasma radars, which is the industry is the ICT, and which combine the in chip is a microfluidic chip, become our licensing technology. And why we would like to go to this field? Because as we know, the biomarker is a very attractive field at this moment. As we are all familiar with the vaccine, antibody drug, and also the diagnostic, is the compound growth rate is coming up very fast annually. Just let us to introduce more about that. As we know, the Taiwan, we have a very famous pharmaceutical company, but to combine the ICT and also the chemical industry and also the biotech, we can approach a very outstanding field, which is the life science and also the diagnostic. For our instant NanoBiosensors, our product actually is approach the analysis in the life science field. And the life science field, which is covered the antibody drug and the antibody selection and also the vaccine development. And the other part is to do the diagnostic, which is a detection, is focused on the monitoring and the prognosis. We have a very exciting just launched Instant Nano Innovation Challenge program in globally. We know the Taiwan mask can help each of the country, but now we are not only can help, but also we believe Taiwan can host. So we are asking the global of the scientists or hospital or biotech or pharmaceutical company who is interested about the immunoassay, about the immune disease, neuroscience, and also has an innovative biomarker. We welcome them to combine with the licensing technology to become the outstanding technology and products. And some exciting news to share with you. Instant NanoBiosensors is the Asia only one selected from the over 500 biotech companies as a Merck strategic partner in 2020. And also in this year, we become the APCAN global promotion partners. And now we are looking for not only the global distributor and not only the service partners, but also we are looking for an idea of the FOPR Insight idea, just like an Intel Insight. We believe Taiwan can host, and we have a technology go into each of the core engine of the machines. Thank you very much. We believe light can save lives. Thanks for your attention.
Who I am? I am a scuba diver and also a civil engineer. I can do the DNA test by myself. You can do it too. Hi everyone. I'm Eric Tsai, President of BiOptic. So it's my pleasure today to have this opportunity to talk about how BiOptic faced the challenge and seized the opportunity during the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. So first, I would like to introduce about who BiOptic is. So BiOptic is the company who has been developing the capillary electrophoresis technology for years. The capillary electrophoresis technology is actually widely used in a lot of DNA analysis. So the whole human genome project is actually done with this technology. However, this technology is way too complicated and the cost of the instrument is too high. So it will prohibit from people from using this technology. So for most of the lab, when they want to do the DNA analysis, so they have to use the so-called agarose gel approach. So it actually involved with the gel preparation and manual sample loading and running electrophoresis. Finally, they will take the image and analyze in the software and to get a result. So using this technology is actually very time consuming and actually involve this kind of tedious work. The most challenging is that the result is sometimes not reliable and the resolution and human error is too high. So BiOptic used the capillary electrophoresis technology to develop the all-in-one QSEP series of biofragment analysis platform, and which is a fully automated system and allow the people to run the sample just in 3 minutes and get a result. So nowadays, most of people heard about this molecular diagnostic, the PCR-based, but they don't know is that actually this kind of work involved with several procedures, including the sample preparation, purification, and the PCR amplification, and analyze with the fragment analysis platform and to get a result. So if you don't have enough knowledge to do that, then it will become very challenging. So BiOptic started with the fragment analysis platform provider, and later on we start to expand our product portfolio. We start to provide a QDIP system for the sample preparation, and also we introduce our PCR reagent to simplify the test. So we want to become one-stop shopping and provide A to Z solution for all the customers. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about the BiOptic history. So if we look at the BiOptic, we established in 2004. Till now is about more than 15 years. So I would like to divide into 3 stages. For the first stage, we are just doing the contract manufacture. We're supplying the component and modules to some big international company. And the second stage, we start to develop our own branding products. And we develop the different tier of product to face the different level of the customer's need. And the final stage, we start to develop the different application, so including a lot of assay development. So our team actually operate in Taiwan, New Taipei City. So it's our headquarters. We actually take care of all the R&D work, manufacture, and also the marketing. So we also have one office in China, which will take care of the production for the China demand. And also we have an office set up in US this year to take care of the American market. So until now, we have more than 40 distributors all over the world. And right now, you can see our products cover more than 50 countries, and they are using our product. Usually for this kind of scientific instrument, it requires a lot of reputation and market recognition before the customer start to accept who you are. So the publication becomes one of very critical factors for the customers. So initially, we collaborate with a lot of laboratories to publish a lot of paper. But nowadays, because we have more than 1,000 customers in the market, and they start to publish a lot of papers. So it actually gives a lot of help for our marketing. BiOptic is a relatively small company, but we own 100% of the technology for the R&D. So on the machine side, we take care from the hardware, software, optical design, and mechanical design as well. And for the consumable, the cartridge and assay, we have our own biochemistry and our own PCR assay development and other reagents, etc. And this kind of products requires not only technology, it requires to meet a lot of different regulations. So our company, we have the GMP certified in Taiwan, and we also get the CE mark and UL and FCC, etc. Also, for an technology-based company, patent is always one of the key factors. So we also submit a lot of patents all over the world, and we also get more than 10 of the patents granted in these past few years. And because our company, we are planning to go public next year, so we started to think what we can do to make us more recognized in the market. So we start to apply some government grant and also some award from Taiwan. So fortunately, we get the Taiwan Taipei Biotechnology Award this year. This award is one of the well-known award in Taiwan. And also we get two funding. One is for the called A+ funding, which is for the COVID-19 mobile detection platform development. And we also granted the Co.Ltd technology development program, which is focused on the avian influenza as well. So now we are going to talk about what we can do during this COVID-19 crisis. So from our company, we have a three strategy. We call it 3 arrow. For the arrow 1, we start to change the distributor meeting. We used to host the distributor meeting every year. So our distributor come from all over the world will join us. But this year we started doing an online meeting. And arrow 2, we will start to set up the office in US. And arrow 3, we develop a unique product which can be used in this kind of situation. Don't require too much of the visiting to the customer. So here you can see that from our arrow 1, we host actually 2 online webinars, the distributor training. We provide them introduction for the new product and do the maintenance and also teach them how to sell our products. So there is more than 60 people from more than 40 countries join the meeting. And they are all happy with the result they can get from this meeting. And for the arrow 2, we set up office in US because US is one of the most important area for our marketing. So we used to have to visit our customer to do the demonstration. But nowadays, we cannot fly to US, so we need to have a solid ground there. So we have one of our colleagues based in Los Angeles. So they will play as a role like a showroom and training center and do the service. And another job for this office there is to collaborate with our partner, with this big pharmaceutical company in US. So the arrow 3, actually is the most important one. We developed a new product with the unique idea. So we used to have this product called Q-Save1. It's a fully functional high-tech DNA RNA fragment analysis platform. But because it can do a lot of things, it's too complicated. So if you cannot visit the customer, you cannot explain to them how to use the, take good advantage of this system. So we come out with this idea. We simplify the whole application for this instrument. And we also develop a new user interface. So the customer can just follow the standard operation. Few steps, they can learn how to operate this system. So in this case, this product becomes a category item. You just send the flyer to the customer and talk to them and explain to them, and they can do that, the sale. So after we developed this easy-to-use platform, we start to think, so maybe we can provide the whole solution for the COVID-19 detection platform. So as we explained earlier, the whole PCR testing process involved with the sample preparation, extraction, amplification, and analysis. But usually the extraction process is the most complicated procedure. So if we can eliminate this procedure, then we can make this portable system to be used everywhere. So we start to develop this assay. So you simply get the saliva direct from your mouth and mix in the reagent and put in directly into our mini PCR, so you don't do any RNA extraction anymore and analyze in our system. So this platform becomes feasible for the field portable detection. So you can imagine with the development of this system, you can use that in a lot of different scenarios, including like airport, border control, school, home, agriculture, and farming, of course. So right now we are developing different assays for this platform. So we have 3 categories. One is for the human molecular diagnostic, and we also have a food safety system, and the third one is the veterinary test. For the human one, we have already developed the ALDH2 genotyping kit, which is used for the cancer detection, and ApoE1 genotyping, which can be used for the Alzheimer detection. And right now, we are working on a COVID-19 testing kit. So here are some of the results we have already developed. So we used the artificial COVID-19 virus and tested the idea of using our platform, and the result is very promising. So then we start to compare with the golden standard of the real-time PCR. And after we do that, the comparison, we noticed that our sensitivity is a lot higher than the current real-time PCR approach. So the final stage, we started to think, can we do a real sample test? So we have office in US, so we do the parallel test. So we test one with our system, and another one we test in the local certified lab. And it shows the result is consistent. So it proves the idea of this approach it can be very successful. So right now we are applying for the EUA certification. So our company, we try to make things different, try to help the world. So we also learned that a lot of, there's a gap between the school and the industry. So we offer a lot of opportunity for the student to do the summer internship. So we even have an international intern from France join our program last year. And finally, thank you for offering this opportunity to introduce about our company. So if you have further questions, you are welcome to visit our website or LinkedIn or contact us through the Facebook. Thank you.
去年已是国际前5大辅具专门展，
我们大家共同努力，祝大会圆满成功。
them to walk the best they can with the least amount of energy they can. This allows them to do as many activities as they'd like to do throughout the day.
So now I have like this really good smooth motion of flow, as well as these design ergonomic handles.
Hi everyone. Today we would like to discuss more about the very hot topic of COVID. As we know that during this moment, the whole of the year that we cannot go to anywhere. Normally in the past couple of years we go to attend the Europe, US exhibition, so it's quite regularly. So my daughter asked me, okay, when are we going to the Disney or we go to the German to have more fun? The answer is no, because we all stay here for a long year. We don't know the situation in the 2021, but I would like today this section I will invite two of the gentlemen. One is Eric from the BiOptic, and the other gentleman is from the Jeffrey from the Blu-ray Biotech. So we will discuss about the situation that we faced in 2020 and also the coming next year, what we provide this kind of solution or what's the impact of our business. And now we talk to Eric. Eric, So how's it going in 2020?
Well, I think for most of the company, this year is a bad year. But for BiOptic, I think it's a great opportunity because with our technology, we can develop something. It can help the world. So as we know, this COVID-19 situation is actually affect a lot of economic activities. As you know, we always go to a European country for the trade show, but we cannot go anymore. So instead, we started to come up other program and develop new product and application. We hope we can do something to change the way it is now. So I think later on we can discuss about how we can do and what we can do to make things really happen.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Good to hear that. How about Jeffrey?
Well, talking about the exhibition, as we know, the traveling is prohibited. So in Blu-ray, we change our way for promotion. For example, we are doing more and more web promotion. We are doing more and more web conference to our distributor. So in this way, we keep our relationship to our customer and our distributor.
Yeah, so as we know, in the 2020, there's a very hot topic about how fast and how accurate about the detection. As we know, the Blu-ray that have weapons for that. What is your solution?
Well, I think for detection confirmation of the virus, I think the best way is to do real-time PCR. However, real-time PCR instrument is considered to be an expensive instrument. So during this pandemic situation, people found out that we don't have enough instrument to do all these tests. However, in Blu-ray, I think we have the capability to provide more affordable PCR instrument for the world.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear that. And how about Eric? Do we have any secret weapon to face these 2020?
Yeah, surely we do. I think right now for this COVID-19, diagnostic, they faced actually two challenges. So the first one is that people wanted to do it fast. Yes. So they usually use the strip based on antibody detection. But the problem of using this technology is that accuracy is always a question. So if you want to get a real accurate result, you have to go with the Blu-ray's approach, use the real-time PCR. However, you might notice that real-time PCR requires a lot of technicians to run the test, starting from the sample collection and the sample preparation and purification and doing the PCR and doing the diagnostic. So if you are not a well-trained technician, you will not able to do this kind of test. But we know in a lot of areas where they don't have enough resource to conduct this kind of PCR detection. So is there another way we can overcome something in between the strip and the real-time PCR? So that's why BiOptic started to introduce a new portable platform. So with this platform, we can give to anyone without any background for the molecular diagnostic. With 5 minutes training, you will be able to use our system to conduct the PCR-based detection test on site.
Wow.
So our company, we have already provided the whole solution. The instrumentation is there. And right now, we are working on the assay development. And we have already done all the tests in-house. So right now, we are collaborating with a laboratory in US, since they are the most serious country right now. So they have a lot of samples there. So even my colleague is there. He's also, tested positive. He tested positive, but he shows no symptom.
Okay.
But when we're doing the test, and we find it's interesting because we think he should be negative, but the result shows positive. So we are kind of concerned.
Yeah.
Something wrong with our testing kit. So instead, then we test our colleagues there, and we send him to the local clinical lab to do the test, and it verified.
Yeah, cool.
He's infected. So now we have already got a solid answer that our approach actually worked. And the way we did is that we just directly take the saliva from your mouth and mix with our reagent. So you don't need to do any DNA extraction.
Okay.
So you mix with our assay and put into small small PCR machine. Click one button, and after 1 hour and 1 or 50 minutes, you can put into our system and do the analysis, and it will create a report directly to the customer. So you don't need to know anything about the PCR detection. You just follow the SOP, which we will provide it to the customer, and they will be able to do the test. So right now we are submitting the EUA.
Oh, good.
So hopefully we can get it soon. Then we can start to do something to change the world.
Oh, that's good. It looks like very attractive technology, and also it's portable. And it's my turn to introduce mine. I know that both of the gentlemen, they use like qPCR and also use the
capillary
electrophoresis. Yes, that's cool. So we use is the totally different. We use the antibody. It's just directly to acquire a barcode swab and then use and put it in my secret chips.
Chocolate chip.
Yeah, chocolate chips. Okay. And just put it in directly and put it in our machine and can detect those antibody and virus things. So that's the solution for us, which is the combine the very simple and instant and the accurate result. We also have the other project actually is work with the vaccine company, because our machine is not only for the detection and diagnostic, we have a capability to do the analysis. So some of the vaccine companies, they want to select the best of the vaccine and also the antibody. They use our analysis machine to do the affinity, that kind of assays, to helping them to select the best of the antibody before to apply to the diagnostic or to the vaccine. So it looks like we have an old secret weapon to face these very, someone say mine is a very difficult situation. But in Taiwan, we have a total solution for that. It's not only for the nucleic acid, but also for the protein and antibody base. Yeah. So during this moment, how do you think about the, how do you expect the next year, 20 and 21? What's your opinion about that?
Well, I think we all heard about the news of the vaccine had already introduced to the market, and I think UK is the first country started to inject the vaccine.
Do you want to be the clinical trial person?
I think we are in Taiwan. We are lucky. Nobody are in a real dangerous situation right now, so we don't hurry to do that. But if we have a severe situation like in US, so probably I'll think to get a vaccine first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think although this only under the EUA authority, right? But still, I think safety is still one of the key factors. If they can release the vaccine to the market, the safety must have already been secured. So I have no concern about that. So I think for the next year, since we're starting to getting better and better, because after the vaccine is already in the market and people will start it. I think the majority immune system will start to, kick up and will be more open to the world. Because if you notice that there's a lot of country that relies on this traveling income for the company, for the country. So like Philippines, because myself, I always like to do the scuba diving. So I usually go to the Philippines to do the scuba diving. So you can see the whole area, all the people are relying on the income of the tourists.
Yeah, that's true.
So we shut down for 1 year. Okay, they can try to survive. But if we shut down the second year, how are they gonna survive there? They have nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think sooner or later we can have a dual channel, dual strategy to fix the problem. One is from vaccine, another one is from detection.
Yeah.
So I think we are in the right time to provide the right weapon for them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. How about you?
I also heard that there are some new improvement and new achievement on the curing drug also. And I think in the future, right now we already know that there are short in the detection energy for the pandemic situation. So people might think about putting more effort and putting more investment on the screening and the detection and for the vaccine research. So I think things will get better and better.
Yeah, that's good feedback. And as far as I know, that during these years, that's a very interesting part, because we've been have lots of the Concode through the room, or like a Google meeting with the like a Europe or US biotechs. I found a very interesting thing. When I have a Concode, actually I stay in office, but they all work from home. Yeah, okay, exactly. So that's a very in my mind, that's a very good situation for us, because we can walk. We don't wear the masks that openly, right? We can go to anywhere. So the economic environment, also the business environment, that we still can work very smoothly. So that's the moment that if any outside of the country, like Europe, Asia, or a US country, we're happy to work with them, because in Taiwan we have all of the things like industry of the ICT and semiconductor, and also the biotech. So combine these all of the environment and our strengths, right? You know, the Taiwan people work hard and work smart and looks young, and also looks always happy, right? Yeah. So because we enjoy this moment and happy to work with all over the world in globally. Yeah, that's what I looking. So I feel quite exciting about the coming in 2021. Yeah.
And I also believe that even Taiwan is a small company, is a small country, right? Yes. And we have a lot of this small company, but they all own their own weapons there. Mm-hmm. So if we can well organized, I think we can really make a lot of things difference. Mm-hmm. So I think we in here, I also hope that our government, we can, provide some kind of like a synergy to gathering all this small company, and we provide something to show to the world.
Yeah. So there is a word I would like to use. Taiwan is not only can help, but also can host, because we have a synergy of these kind of outstanding biotech company, and also the ICT and semiconductor, these kind of industry combined together, it become the very strong strength to helping the globally to go to in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.